Hey, everyone. How's it going? Just here a couple minutes late. Sorry about that. Some of you know I was over doing a live stream with Alan on his channel. But I see we've got a bunch of people here already. Dustin was here. Sana here. Cindy, good to see you. Thanks for coming by. Got Hyla here. Rick's here. Good to see you, Rick. Hopefully the sap boiling is going good for you. Who else we got here? Oh, Alan's come by. Thanks for coming by, Alan. You haven't had this many comments in the live stream. I don't think I've ever had a comment before I got on a live stream. Hopefully everyone can hear me all right. Should be going good, I hope. So we got finished. Dishes are done. Cool. Everyone's saying hi to each other. Oh, we got the man, Hungry Heath, in the house. Good to see you, Heath. I had a good talk with Heath and Shelley today for the PhD TV show. So stay tuned for that in a couple of weeks. Their interview will be coming out. This week coming up will be Alan from Alan's Awesome Keto World. So yeah, his is ready to come up on Thursday. What are we saying? Cindy's saying no sound. Oh, okay. Good. I was going to hope. Hopefully it's working. We got Jaden. It's good to see you. What else we got? Oh, here's Mr. Scott. It's good to see you, Scott. Scott and I used to work together a couple of different places. He's a fellow YouTuber as well. He does some techie kind of stuff. So, Hungry Heath is still here. Dustin is still here. So I don't know. Dustin was going to come up with me. Let me just check here. I think I sent you a link, Dustin. Let me just post it down here, though, and probably make it easier. So there's the link, Dustin. If you want to come on in, we can sort of get the show on the road here. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. It's been cold and snowy here again. I don't know when this winter's ever going to end, but maybe one of these days we'll get a few days that are not snowing and not cold and actually get some sun. Okay, so let me bring Dustin up here.
What's up?
How's it going, my friend?
Oh, all the fun.
Yeah, I hear you. It's I had to rush up and get something to drink after the live stream with Alan. So we're gonna go.
Got me some orange soda.
Oh yeah, well, I'm gonna go full on with it tonight and probably be up way too late. But hey, what are you gonna do?
I've got a couple of those in the fridge, and I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to be awake that long.
Yeah, I hear you. So we got here Rick saying they did 20 gallons boiled today. I don't know if Rick from Twin Brook Acres, they actually harvest sap, like maple, to make maple syrup. So
I was like, they have like on a water boiling thing. What's going on? Okay.
Yeah, it's just they're boiling off the sap to make the syrup. So it's all done locally from the trees on their homestead. So pretty cool for sure. That's I don't know if I could handle having that much syrup around, but I guess it's about as close to being a natural thing, I guess, as you can get if it's coming out of a tree in your backyard.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think I've ever had it that fresh, or even real syrup for that matter.
Yeah. well, growing up in Canada here, we had, usually in the spring, they would take us, from school when we were younger, and they would take us to like a sugar shack kind of thing where they were making it. And that's up here, they would put a trough of they pack snow on a table, and then they pour the syrup out up on the snow. And then you would take like a popsicle stick, and you would roll it up on the popsicle stick as it was freezing, because the syrup would freeze on the snow, and it would turn into like taffy kind of thing. So that's they used to do that all the time with us, like every spring, basically.
That's what my great grandma used to tell me the candy they had. So like, she was like, "Oh, we used to just put maple syrup on snow." I was like, "Wow, old timey stuff." And then you're like, "We did that stuff in the 70s."
Yeah. We got Rick saying Dustin never had real maple syrup. I don't know if I can stay. Yeah, well, that's the thing too.
Well, I live in the States. I'm not a Canadian. I wasn't given a gallon at birth.
Yeah, I hear you. And there's so many sort of syrups out there that aren't real maple syrup. I don't really even know what you're getting half the time.
And I grew up poor, so down here, if you were poor, you didn't get real maple syrup.
Yeah, I hear you. So how things, it's been a while since we last talked. I guess it was a couple of years ago when we did, when I first started my channel and I was doing interviews, we sat down and had a talk about your keto journey. So how things been going lately?
Oh, I mean, everything's going really good. I mean, things have changed a lot in the last couple of years, but I know we're talking about doing BB&E before the end of this year. I think we're going to do 100 days, but we're going to do it leading up to our Disney vacation. So it'll be like BBB, you know what I mean? BB&E to Disney. And we're looking at maybe doing like a keto chow fast if we can get enough of the core, because I think that'll be what we would like the best. And then insider stuff here. So you may not see this content for a while, but I mean us actually making the content for a while.
Right.
Because I tweeted out to Chris today to see if he had any idea when they're going to put core in the big bags, and he hasn't responded. But I mean, it's Saturday, so
Right. Yeah, that's one thing I still have never even tried it. I'm not really big into the shakes and stuff like that of any kind, like not just keto chow or anything. And I'm not so much into ice cream and stuff like that. We can finally get keto chow easier here now through a distributor. We don't have to order it from the States or anything, but I don't know. So yeah, I can't really even say if I would like it. I'm sure I would, but I've never even tried it.
I do have to make ice cream because Jackie over Jackie's Jinx Journey did loan me her creamy. So I've got to get on that and make a couple pints of ice cream and try it out. And I've got to find suitable stuff to pack Shanders with, because you've seen any of our content, you know that Shander likes the stuff and not so much the ice cream. So happy wife, happy life, right?
Yep, absolutely. And she's been doing a lot more content with you in the last year or so.
Yeah.
So I guess you guys got.
I finally got her on camera.
Yeah. I know she was sort of behind.
Okay, yeah, she was behind the camera for a long time, and I was like trying to come up with ways to get her on camera, like different ways to do it. And she was like, no, I don't want to be on camera. I don't want to be on camera. I'm like, okay, what if we put a paper bag over your head and just cut out holes for your mouth and eyes? And she goes, okay, I'll be on camera. And then gave me like this laundry list of stipulations. So, but as you can see, we've been doing it for a while, and she really enjoys being on camera. So enough that she's starting her own channel too. So
cool. Yeah, you guys do. You complement each other well on your videos for sure. We got Hyla here saying this is from the other night, something we in the premiere. I already forgot what I was going to nickname Triple B and E. I think it was something like Triple Beanie or something, because I think she was watching. She was watching the video with closed captioning on, and then that's what it picked up when Sana was talking about Triple B and E. So I think it said Triple Beanie or something. So yeah, it's pretty funny. So who else we got here? Sorry,
a lot of people in here.
Yeah, so Sana's here, Cindy's here, Sheena's showing up. It's good to see you, Sheena. Mrs. Livestream herself. She's live pretty much every day, and sometimes I'll go out and do things for a couple hours and come back. She's still live. I don't know how she does it. Rick's still here. We got Jennifer Lucas. Good to see you, Jennifer. That's had a lot.
She's my favorite.
A lot of new people come in to the channel lately, especially. I don't know. I was over at Hungry Heath's live stream last night, and we sort of got talking about them. I interviewed Heath and Shelley today for my series on my channel. So we got talking about that last night on her live, sort of back and forth, or their live, and someone dropped my link to the channel in their live stream, and a whole whack of people came and subscribed. It was cool. So
that's awesome.
Probably be some new people show up that I haven't seen here before, but that's awesome. That's love to see.
Jen lives down the street from me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So I think that's the talking is easy, but the resale killed me. Yeah. Yeah. So what are we? Triple beanie. If I say it enough, it won't. Yeah.
Just cool. Breaking and entering, that'll work just fine too.
Yep, that's true.
B&E.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where I haven't never really. I guess I can't say that I've ever specifically stuck to the beef, butter, bacon, and egg thing for any kind of time. I've done all of those things in one meal. I can say I've done that, but I've never, specifically stuck to that for any kind of length of time.
Yeah, I mean, it's I think it'll be something cool for us to try, especially leading up to going to Disney, because we'll be in Florida for like almost 2 weeks. So I know that we'll probably partake in some things that are delicious, if you will, while we're there. So
sure.
I've never had Dole Whip. So
oh yeah. Yeah, well, sometimes when you're doing things like that, it's if you're in the right mindset, then that's the time to do it, is to indulge when you have the opportunity. And you've been doing this long enough that it's one of those things you can just get right back into the swing of things when you're done, right?
Oh yeah, I mean we went in 2018, and I mean, it's not hard to do it while we're there. I mean, there's like buffet breakfast, you just go and there's just eggs and bacon and sausage and coffee, and you're just good to go. And then I mean, everywhere you go, they've got I mean, they're so set up there now with all the allergies and everything, so you can get. They know keto, they know gluten-free, they know vegan, vegetarian. They have all that stuff, so they'll bend over backwards there in any of the restaurants to help you out. So, I mean, it's not hard to stay on plan, but when you go to a place like Disney, you kind of plan to go and have a little bit of stuff you just can't get here,
Right. Yeah, and I can definitely appreciate that. Like I almost wish that, for me, I like that mentality. I like to know, it would be nice to sort of do things like that. And I think after doing this for 4 years, I could probably mentally handle it. It's just, if I was in Florida or at Disney for 2 weeks and I sort of got into things I shouldn't the first couple of days, then the next week and a half might be ruined for me, just because of the way it makes me feel.
Yeah.
So, but
and I think a bonus, I know you can't outrun a bad diet, but Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just like I
Say,
said, I
I mean, when you're
definitely
there, you're
think
walking like 5-10 miles a day.
yeah, yeah, for sure. And it's like I say, it's definitely uh, a nice refresh, I guess, if you sort of stop being you know so strict about things for a little while. If you know for sure you can get back into it and it's not really going to affect you too bad. Obviously you don't want to go completely off the rails, but you know, having
Oh
a
yeah,
bit
for
of this
sure.
here and there.
I mean, we're renting a place and be cooking for ourselves mostly. So, I mean, we're gonna cook
Hmm.
like we normally do. We'll just get steaks and burgers and chicken and all that stuff and make stuff easy for us. I mean, we'll be there for about 2 weeks, but we're only gonna be in the parks like 5 days or whatever.
Sure. Yeah, and I think that's a big part of it too. Like if you're right, if you're cooking for yourself most of the time, then you can control what you're eating most of the time, and then indulge a little bit, and still have the space to go back to and cook a proper meal. So who do we have here? So semi-retired Bob's here. Good to see you, Bob. Guys and gals, what do we got? Hungry Heath saying, I have no desire to do triple B and E because I just love cheese way too much. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that, Heath. I like my cheese as well. Everyone else is talking. Jennifer BB works. I've been doing it since 3/12/22. So that's that's over a year ago. So that's pretty cool. I
Boss
guess
level.
yeah, it's one of those things where, you know, it's no different than the people that stick to like a strict carnivore diet for years, right? If it works for you, then that's the way to do it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like for me, I understand like what's going to affect me, what's going to impact me. I mean, I still have to be very careful at home because I mean, food addiction is what is really what, really my pain point. So I have to be careful and I have to, even going and doing Disney, I understand what we're going to be getting into and I've got long time to mentally prepare for that because we're not going till the end of October. So,
Hmm.
I think that's where like the triple B and E will going to help us, on the way. And we'll do some fast before we go. And not necessarily that you want to do that to prepare for that, but I think just kind of getting yourself into that mindset and getting yourself prepared mentally. So
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No, I completely understand that. You're right. It's going into it. If you're, in a good place, it can be a lot easier to deal with for sure. It's like Sana's saying here, it's all mindset, mix of sick and tired of being sick and tired. That's the way I feel about it too, for sure.
because I don't want to go into Disney
Um,
hurting and walking and joints
oh
bothering
yeah.
me and walking 10 miles and hating life. I did that the
Hmm.
first time we ever went to Disney. I was probably 400 pounds, and we went to Disney 5 days in five. We were there. We went to the parks Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, from open to close every day. That's so hard on your body. But even at 400 pounds,
Hmm.
I still pushed through and did it. I'm glad that
Hmm.
when we went in 2018, I was much better off and much healthier, and it was a lot easier to get around and not have to sit down all the time. And so that's why I want to prepare for this time around too. That one we were taking the granddaughter, and she's going to be like all over the place. So
Yep. Yep, for sure. So Sheena's saying makes me feel horrible. So not cheating is not an issue. Yeah. And that's the same with me, Sheena. I'd love to be able to cheat. And it's just one of those things. Like you got to know yourself, and you got to know what it might do if you can get away with it and it doesn't make you feel too bad. Well, ultimately I think it probably helps your state of mind if you can let loose a little bit sometimes. Again, it one day of cheating on a vacation would ruin the whole vacation for me. So that's why I tend to stick mostly the same way. But everybody's different the way they can handle things like that. What's Rick saying? We went to Disney in October, stayed in an RV in the campground. So yeah, that's another good way to do it. You can basically control sort of what you're eating, and if you're not going out to eat all the time, it's a lot easier to have the good stuff. If I was in an RV at a campground at Disney, I'd be barbecuing every night. I know that for sure.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Off plan usually ends with me being sick. Yeah, I think a lot of people are the same way with it. But like I say, it's,
I think that's one of the most important things about this lifestyle is it does give us the ability to understand our bodies and understand how we feel when we eat certain things instead of just eating whatever and feeling bad and not understanding where it comes from. So
mhm,
understanding, what our dietary limitations are is such a huge, and it's a huge part of why this community is so important. But.
mhm. Yep, absolutely. Once you go through a health journey, and you do what you have to do to get yourself in a healthy place, it is a lot easier to understand what's gonna happen if you do eat certain things, and it's then you can make the decision whether it's worth going off plan or not. And I think it's, at first, I wouldn't suggest anyone who's just started out in the last 6 months or something planning cheat days and stuff like that, because that just turns into
Oh, no, at all,
uh,
no way.
cheat weeks and cheat months, and then you're right back where you started. But a lot of us here have been on a health journey for 4 or 5 years already. So that if you hear us talking about cheat meals and stuff like that, that's based on learning what we can do for the last 4 or 5 years, and making a decision from there.
Oh,
What else
100%.
we
I
got
mean,
here? Mhm. We got Uncle Big Guy here saying, had a lazy day for once on my way to see Woody Harrelson movie Champions. Cool. Haven't seen him in anything for a long time.
we saw a movie with him, I don't know, maybe in a couple months ago. It was a Netflix movie. Him and Kevin Hart, they were in a movie together, I think, if I remember correctly. It was okay.
Hmm.
They were like, one was a hitman and the other person was not a hitman, and they kind of got mixed up, and people thought he was the hitman. Yeah. Like a
Oh yeah.
cleaner or whatever. Well, I don't know. It was something. It was goofy. It was all right.
What's Bob saying here? When I get home, I'm going back to Lion Diet. Just got caught by the prices here. Yeah, prices of food have just been ridiculous everywhere. What else we got here? We just went to Florida in February. Pretty much stayed on plan. Yeah. Let's see if you notice any change. So, Dustin, I see you've been doing some live streams with. You were doing something about movies the other night on a panel.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I've been doing live streams for like the last 2 years on my buddy's channel. It's called Toxic Tuesday, and we kind of get
Mhm.
in and we pick apart action movies. We've done some comedies and stuff too. Like we just got through the first three John Wick movies in anticipation for the new one coming out next week, and I think this coming Tuesday we're doing 48 hours, so that'll be a lot of fun.
Okay.
And
Hmm.
I'm going to be on another friend Brian's live streams, the Canadian. His live streams. He's two different channels that he does, and we're going to be talking with some roadies from rock bands from the '60s and '70s and all their escapades. And I'm super stoked for that because I think that's going to be a lot of fun to hear all the stuff that they got into back then, especially when times were a lot different than they are now.
Oh yeah, for sure. What's Jennifer saying here? For me, the many chronic pain issues I had just aren't worth going backwards. Yep. Well, like we were saying, it's a matter of knowing your body and knowing what's worth it and what isn't, for sure. It's
I mean, certain things will impact me, like they may just cause my knuckles to bother me for a couple of hours. If 'cause I remember when I first started, um, I had been very, very strict for like the first like 6, 7 months. And then I had one night where I had, and it's gonna sound crazy, but I had more like broccoli or cauliflower. It was broccoli or Brussels sprouts. I can't remember, but I had more than I normally would, maybe 2 or 3 servings instead. And like the next day, like my knees were bothering me, and I'm like, well, that's really weird that even vegetables can
Mhm.
do that. But I mean, over time, vegetables have not done that to me again. So I'm not sure if it was something else. But yeah, I mean, just little things like that and being able to feel it and almost in real
Mhm.
time.
Mhm. Yeah, it's crazy how sensitive our bodies sometimes get to certain things, especially if we haven't had them for a while. So what do we got? Heath saying that Disney World is a giant people trap built by a mouse.
I'm a gigantic child and I don't care. I love the show. I do not care. I'm a big kid and I don't care. It's awesome. I'll cry at the fireworks. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been a few times. It's been quite a while since we took the kids when they were younger, but I used to go every year with my grandparents and everything too. So it's
Well, I didn't go till I was in my 30s.
oh yeah.
I didn't go till Shannon and I were together and we went, took the kids, and the kids were like, I think they were like 11, 12, and 13 or something, or 11 and then 14, 15, something like that. We all went and it was amazing. I mean, we were planning to go and I remember thinking this is too expensive. And we get there, I'm like, we're going back. Can't wait. I don't care. I'm a big kid. I don't care.
Hmm. Yeah, I hear you. It's definitely fun. If as long as I don't know. I'm not huge on big crowds like that, but it's an experience for sure. It's Bob saying here he hasn't been to Disney since 1996. Yeah, I've probably since been there since then, but it's been quite a while since I was there. Yeah. Everyone's talking about the mousetrap. We have meat prices. So um, if anyone doesn't know, you do a fair bit of. Well, you don't do it all the time, but you're into using fasting couple of times a year as well.
Yeah, yeah. I've done everything from 24, 36, 72 hours all the way through to 21 days. Um, I think they're a great way to leverage, you know, not so much weight loss, but I think I like to do them as more of as like a reset, as a yearly cleanse type of thing. I like to do at least one 7 day. I don't think I'll ever do 21 days again. That's just very difficult logistically. Like when I did it, it was a bad time. It was really bad timing because they came in and installed floors in our house, and we had to move everything in our house like 3 times. We could get the floors in downstairs, upstairs, move stuff around, and I just didn't have like I think I was like in the middle of the second week, and I just didn't have the stamina to help move like to move as much as I would normally, and I stuck through it though and got it done and stayed on plan. I just don't think that that I would do 21 days again, unless it was a really really good reason. It was like maybe charity or something like that, or as part of
Hmm.
like some kind of challenge to support somebody else. That's a funny thing that Jen says there. Like I went when I was 19 years old, me and my cousin and a buddy, and we went down to southeastern Indiana or whatever to go skydiving. And I went and I filled out all the paperwork, and we were sitting through the videotape. If you die, your family can't sue us. And I'm like, oh, I was ready to go. I was in the moment. And then I was like, because I weighed about 275 at the time. 275? Yeah, somewhere like 275, 280. They didn't weigh me to confirm, but they said I weighed too much. So I had to sit on the sidelines while my friend and cousin went up and skydive. And so they had a fairly pleasant experience, but I never got to go. And now that I'm older and I haven't got down to like 250 yet. I got really close pre-pandemic, but I got to like 273 But I still don't know now if, in my 40s, if I would be willing to do that like I was in my, when I was 19. Maybe if Jen and I went, maybe we would do it together. High
Yeah.
five all the way down.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never even thought or about doing it. It's not really something I'm eagerly looking to do. I know my stepdaughter did it a few years ago, when she lived in Australia for a couple of years. So she did it when she was down there. She enjoyed it. Not something that's really on my list.
Are you much of a thrill seeker?
Not necessarily. I don't mind like roller coasters and stuff like that. I'm not, but I don't go out of my way to do stuff like that. Um, it's funny the adrenaline that I like to get is by doing things that make me uncomfortable for some reason. Like I'm not really the outgoing kind of person. Typically, with my kind of personality, even doing things like this, scared me to death when I first started. So, that's what I like doing now is just doing things that make me uncomfortable, not necessarily looking for things that, give me a thrill, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of roller coasters so much, like the kind that have like those 300-400 foot drops. I'm not a
Mm,
big fan of heights, and I was hoping that when I went skydiving, that if I was like, if I could step out of a plane, 14,000 feet, that
mm,
should make me not so scared of heights. Because the one thing that you can't combat, you can't beat up gravity. You know what I mean? Like if if I fall off a ladder, nothing's going to save me.
hmm
So I try to
Yeah.
avoid going up on that ladder.
Yeah. And I wish I could avoid it too. Like that's one thing with my job is I'm on ladders pretty much every day. Like when I used to work for the cable company, I was at the top of that 30-foot extension ladder up against a wire strung between two poles and stuff like that. And that I'm not happy about doing, but I guess you do it long enough, you get at least somewhat comfortable with it. But that's about as much a thrill as I seek, I guess.
Wait,
What do we
micros?
got here? What's that?
Is it micros in here?
Micros here. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I've seen them
Get one of
here
micros.
before, so it's good to see you.
I'm trying to look back through the chat. I don't see it anywhere. Am I missing it?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
I'm kind of behind here.
Omelets are about $26. You need a cosigner. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean as
That's
many eggs as we eat.
Yeah. Yeah. Thankfully, I can still get eggs from like a farm local to me that they're still pretty cheap, thankfully. But yeah, price of eggs, like, I don't know what's going on there, why it got so expensive.
They've got ducks, and I need to go over there and get some duck eggs from them.
Yeah, that sounds like, yeah, that'd be good. I don't think I've ever had duck
Okay,
eggs.
have you ever had duck eggs? Do you like them?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had them. I
They're like,
probably would, but
I mean, they're just bigger eggs. I mean, they're just a little more creamy. They're just bigger. They're like 2 or 3 eggs in one.
hmm. Son of sand here. Thankfully, egg prices have dropped a great deal here in South Florida. Purchased 60 count for $11 at Walmart. Yeah, that's not too bad. I get fresh farm eggs, like I think it's $6.50 for 30, something like that. So what else we got going here? Brenda's saying egg prices are better here in Ohio too. Thank goodness.
They're coming down now, and I mean, even like if you're okay with like the bulk Walmart 10-pound tubes of burger, or we've got
Mhm.
GFS here, like Gordon's Food Service, and they have 10-pound rolls of burger. If you're okay with that, I mean the ingredients list just says beef, so I mean it's not grass fed. It's not any of that stuff. It's not special fancy, but I mean, if you're getting 10 pounds for $25
Mm-hmm.
at $2.50 a pound, we're used to. We're probably never going to go back to $1.79 a pound for a hamburger.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, getting what we can get at a price that everybody can afford, is what we're going to have to do. So we still buy the bulk burger. I've only ever bought grass-fed burger just as a treat, or like something special, or if I found it on sale. Because I found it on sale one day at Kroger. They had 1 pound bricks of the grass-fed organic ground beef for $1.99 a pound. So I bought 55 pounds. We had just got a new freezer. I hadn't even plugged it in yet. And I go to the grocery store and I see this and I'm like, that's got to be a mistake. So I just loaded up my car. I just loaded up the cart, like 55 pounds. A lady at the checkout thought I was insane.
Well, you can't pass up a deal like that. That's for sure. So Sana's saying broccoli is high in oxalate. Yeah, it seems like everything is high in oxalate unless it's beef. It's just crazy.
You got to figure plants don't want us to eat it, but it's still tasty. I love broccoli. We don't eat it all that often, but I love it. Same thing with Brussels sprouts. Broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, it's all the same plant. It's just grown. It's just been cultivated differently in different regions. But it's still delicious. I love cabbage. I love Brussels sprouts. I love broccoli. Yeah, I just don't eat them all the time because there are benefits and there's downsides to that stuff. And if you eat it and you feel like crap, then don't eat it. And if you eat it and it doesn't bother you, well, broccoli doesn't seem to bother me. I put a lot of butter and salt on it. It's delicious. Garlic in there.
Yeah,
that's about, I think, what ours are, Alan. 5 dozen eggs, I think, and they'll usually limit 2 right now, so you can only get 10 dozen at a time. And that's usually what I buy, just 2 of them.
Yeah. Yeah, Lucas Warren's World here. It's good to see you. Especially
faces I don't even know.
Cooked. Yeah. No, there's been a lot of supporters here from Sheena's community and from
Sheena does a lot of good stuff. She's live all the time. Like, I feel bad because she's live all the time and I don't always have time to stop in and say hi.
Yeah. Sheena's been on the fasting plan quite a bit lately. She's doing 36-hour fasts. So she's got a lot of good information about that. It's really helping her with her autoimmune disease. So that's definitely a great tool.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. So everyone's talking to each other here. Brenda's saying my kids were afraid of dressed up people, so I got out of Disney trip. Well, definitely wouldn't want to take them there if they don't do too well with dressed up people.
Well, our granddaughter, she's been making me I started doing some ride playthroughs on YouTube with her to kind of get her prepared because one of our favorite rides is the Haunted Mansion. And it could be a little scary because she's going to be 5 when we go. She's 4 now. And now every day, Haunted Mansion, Paul. Watch Haunted Mansion, Paul. Like, all right. And then she goes, are those real people? Are they just dressed up? Are those real? Are those princesses real, Paul?
What's Heath saying? Really wanted to go to Disney last year before low carb cruise, but everyone else wanted to go to Universal.
Heath, I will always be your Disney buddy. If we're ever in a situation where it's Disney or Universal, you and I will hit Disney 1,000%. I do want to go to Universal once or twice. I want to go at least once because I really want to see Harry Potter Land.
Sheena wants to get a motorcycle and rock a Catwoman suit instead of go to Disney, I think.
Wait, what's happening?
No, she says she'd rather spend the money on a motorcycle and rock a Catwoman suit without bubbles. Oh, Sheena, you're a character.
Oh, okay.
What's Rick saying? I like the Fort Wilderness campground the most. Yeah, that looks like a nice place to stay if you can get in.
Yeah, we got an Airbnb, so we've just got like
Mm,
enough rooms for everybody to go back because we'll be all together all day at the park. We'll go back and everybody have their own room. We got a little pool in the back.
mm, cool.
You never outgrow Disney, Jennifer. Never, ever, ever, never. I'll be 109 years old, still going to Disney.
Yeah. Feedlot beef capital of the world. Yeah.
I've been to Nebraska. We drove through Nebraska one time on the way back from Colorado. It was better than Kansas.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying we've definitely had our fair share of going to Disney. Since we live in Florida, the atmosphere really is wonderful because everyone is smiling and happy. Yeah. That's one of the things that ultimately I can't get over sometimes is the smiley, happy, you know, blowing sunshine up your rear end kind of thing.
Sometimes you just
With
need it.
yeah, no,
Too many
I
Debbie
completely
Downers around, man. I'm
yeah.
a person like I try to be okay. So the dynamic with Chandra and I get in trouble sometimes because I'm like too happy or I'm
Mm,
like in a too good of a mood or like things don't bother me or she'll expect something to bother me and it doesn't bother me. I'm like, you know what? I'm just, I'm all, it's hard for me not to be in a good mood.
yeah.
Matching gurneys.
Yeah, it's funny the one story I always talk about last time we went to Disney with the kids. They were teenagers, I guess. And I remember the one time my stepson, we were just walking around, probably just having something to eat, and he happened to drop like a Kleenex on the ground. And I swear to God, someone came out of, I don't know where they were, standing behind a bush or something to sweep up that piece of garbage. I'm like there was no one here 2 seconds ago. Where did you come from? It's just
But
like
that's the
they're
huge
just
thing with Disney. Like when he was designing the parks, like he even has it down like you. There's only so many. I think it's like 10 to 15 steps away from any trash can at any part of the park
mm-hmm,
because he would watch how long people would walk to a trash can before they just decided to drop it on the ground, and he wanted to be clean. I'm a kind of a Disney nerd, but that's okay.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Lots of good barbecue places in Kansas. Yeah, I'm sure there is. And I guess Sheena's here to hear my Canadian accent, whatever that is, I guess.
Oh, I hear it.
No, yeah. Yeah.
It's there.
Yeah, obviously I'm not
I
going to
mean, I'm
hear it,
sure
but
people could tune in and hear my Midwestern accent, think I sound like I'm
yeah.
from the South.
Jump call. I couldn't do it to get jump qualified for my unit. They had to throw me out of the plane. That's funny.
But you
Sheena, you
lived,
mean?
Bob. You lived.
Mm-hmm. Rick saying Sheena, you mean his Canadian accent, eh? Yeah. What else we got going on here? Doing
Just have Cindy. Just have them meet us at the. We'll be there in October. I know. I know we will be there on Halloween night for Mickey's Not So Scary. Mickey's Not So Scary. The parade is so awesome.
Yeah, yeah. No, I enjoy those parts. Like it's definitely. I think I would probably enjoy it more if like I went now with my younger grandkids. Like it to watch them enjoy it.
We went with no kids and had a blast. We went in 2018, just Chandra and I. We had a blast. I think there's pictures on my Instagram. I think I'll if I can look it up, I'll put the hashtag. You can. So I know there's two different hashtags I used for the 2 times we've gone so far. So I'll look those up and see if I can put them in the chat if people are interested. Anyway.
Yeah, Rick's saying I don't really say a. if I do, I don't know I'm saying it. So, my husband fell 10 feet off a 12-foot ladder while trimming branches, broke his right heel, left ankle, left wrist. Yeah, those ladders, man, you can hurt yourself falling, 3 feet off a 6-foot ladder. That's
I
why
don't
I
even go
always
up on footstools very much
yeah,
because
it's
I
funny.
just know I'm going to fall.
I feel more comfortable on a bigger ladder than some of the smaller ones sometimes. But I also have to spend a lot of my days, 40 feet up in the air on scissor lifts and stuff like that. So that doesn't seem to bother me.
No,
I ate
thanks.
nothing but eggs for 2 weeks. Boring. Yeah, I couldn't do that either.
Why'd you do that, Jen? And Jen. Okay, so Jen is one of my favorite people, and because we've been meeting up at her house for our Midwest or Indie Keto meetup that's happening in May 6th, here in Central Indiana, and she was showing off her. So she's been the BBB&E for over a year now, and she's got this amazing stash of keto chow. I'm like, so much keto chow.
Yeah.
And she and I and Jackie will be heading towards Ohio next Saturday for the Dawn Does Keto's keto meetup at Smoky Bones.
Yeah, you guys are doing that fairly regularly, I've seen.
Any Canadian meetups up there? Or you guys live are you in the wilderness? Or you live near a city? Or
Oh yeah, I live in technically I live in the country where the town is I am, but I live near a city. But I haven't really sort of connected with too many people local, so it's kind of nothing that's been planned. That's for sure. We got here. He was off his feet. Yeah. Bob is saying that he buys the 10-pound rolls of ground beef too.
I mean, if you to live this lifestyle, and I mean, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, I buy our vegetables frozen from Walmart. There's an app I use on my phone too, and I'm sure most of you may know about it, but it's called Flip, FLIPP, and all it does is just pulls in your zip. You just put in your zip code, and it pulls in all the grocery stores in your area and pulls up all their sale ads for each week. So I use that and see who's got steaks on sale. Steaks, burgers, chicken, whatever they may have on sale. You never know, they may have some weird stuff on sale you don't even know.
Jennifer saying Teton Polish sausage 3-4 packs are $4.40 off at cost.
I know. I bought 2 of them the other day. I've eaten 8 sausages already.
Sana saying Creed non-grass fed is how I can eat the quantity of meat that I do on carnivore. Yep. Yeah, I suppose if you can afford to buy fancy beef and you enjoy it, then go ahead. I've bought some high quality meat before and I didn't really like it. So I just buy what, Walmart or from a local farm.
Chandra doesn't like the grass fed tasting of the beef. I don't know. She doesn't seem, I like it. There's a definite difference between, the bulk store bought stuff and then, the bougie or grass fed stuff. There's a definite flavor difference, different, flavor profile, but I like them both. But I think realistically, I prefer the cheaper burger, which might, I think I just grew up poor. I'm always going to be poor, even if I'm not poor.
Yeah, but really, I guess it's you're right. I think a lot of the times too, like you get the grass-fed beef is typically a lower fat beef too, right? So to me, the flavor is in the fat, anyways.
I do want to. So Siobhan Huggins, she works closely with Dave Feldman and such with a lot of the cholesterol stuff, and she was telling me that I needed to try because I still have not tried the keto chow core yet. And she told me to try it because I mean we've been struggling to find the flavor. We did like the we filmed 2 videos, but it became one because I messed up the footage. And trying and taste testing and trying to find something that we like. And she told me to try the keto, the core with beef tallow, the Wagyu beef tallow, and she said it tastes like icing, like cake frosting. I'm like, I gotta give that a shot.
He's saying, yep, animals have teeth, claws, and can flee danger, but only defense that plants have is to use poison. Yep.
Sometimes plants have bows and arrows, though.
Yeah.
You better watch out. They hide behind trees and stuff and then come out and attack you. It's weird.
I found out a lot about those little ones. Yeah. Anything will spike insulin, that's for sure. Just a matter of how quickly it goes back down that really matters.
I mean, you can just think about food and have an insulin spike. Because your body will be like, you can smell food, think about it, see a picture of a food, see a commercial for like a big beefy cheeseburger or something, and your body's like, oh, that must be food. Let's get ready.
Yep, absolutely.
Like I said, Sana, is it how is her name pronounced? I'm so bad with names, and I apologize to anybody that I don't call you by your name. But I need a spreadsheet.
Yeah, so do I. I'm probably not going to say it either. I think it's Sana, or it's Sana. I know I said it wrong probably even in our interview, but so I do apologize for that too. But yeah, Florida would be a good place for a meetup. Nice and warm down there for sure.
Yeah, we'll be down there like in late October. Like we'll be down there the 20s. If I'm remembering correctly, the 22nd or 23rd through November the 2nd, I think. So if we can maybe do something like in and around the Orlando area, because we're staying in the Kissimmee area, and I know we won't. I mean, Shandra and I would be who would come out to something like that, and we wouldn't want to go all that far away from like everybody. So if we could work something out, maybe get it going on, you know.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of people in the keto community down in that area. Well, I say that area. There's a lot of people in Florida. It's a big enough place that it's really not in anyone's area. But he's saying, on best, he's talking about roller coasters, but because of his MS, he can't go on roller coasters anymore. So, I guess it's about talking about going to Disney. So he can't.
I mean, Disney. I don't ride a lot of roller coasters at Disney. I like a lot of like my favorite ride at Disney is the Haunted Mansion. It's slow and it's amazing.
So Cindy's saying to take her husband. He loves Disney.
How does Cindy not love it?
And we got Shelly here too. So it's good to see you, Shelly. I really enjoyed Disney. And after last year, I would prefer Disney Star Wars. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have. Well, so last time we were there, they were building Star Wars, and I could see like the spires, and I could see stuff from a distance, but we didn't get a chance to go. So I'm stoked to go walk around there now, and I think I probably would like it better than Harry Potter. I do really enjoy the Harry Potter books, so I think it would be fun to see. Shelly, Sheena, everybody.
Yeah.
I love this community. I have a lot of fun with all these people. I feel like I can be goofy and nobody judges me. At least they don't say anything. You're probably judging me in quiet, but that's okay. I'm judging me in quiet too.
So, yeah. Definitely behind. I've never been behind on a live chat before. Now I know how Shelly feels on Friday night when her and Heath are live. I want to go through every comment, but if I do that, then I'll never get through them.
Trash Ninja.
Yeah. I guess they're probably.
I want to know what that's about.
That's probably in reference to when I was talking about the person that came out of the shadows to pick up the garbage when we were there that time. Trash Ninja.
Yes. She's like, it's the magical kingdom. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to take there's a tour you can go on, like the Keys of the Kingdom tour, and go down to the utilidors and stuff. That's the kind of nerd I am, but
Mm-hmm. I'm a Disney
I
nerd
want
too
them
in
to
my
bring
video.
back the annual passes for us who don't live there.
Oh yeah, did they got rid of that? Did they?
Well, I mean the pandemic, a lot of everything was shut down because of that. They even like turned off all the normal pass holder stuff. So now I think the
Mm-hmm.
only people that can get a pass holder right or be a pass holder right now are Florida residents. But they had a non-resident pass, and I would, if we could get one of those, and it would make an excuse for us to go maybe twice a year and spend a couple of days at the parks, and
Mm-hmm.
you do have a Texas accent there, Heath.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's funny.
That's a
Last time we were in Florida, we went to Disney the one time, but then there was another park we went to, Busch Gardens. We went there, and it was, it's not as big as Disney or anything, but the kids enjoyed it more because they had more traditional kind of amusement park rides and stuff there. And they wanted to go back, so it actually wound up being cheaper while we were there to buy like a pass. It was cheaper to do that than to pay twice to get everyone in. So it's definitely, the passes are definitely worth it.
Oh yeah.
Shelly's saying she ain't got no accent either.
Sure.
Yeah. Hungry Heath, yours isn't so bad, but Shelly, oh gosh, love her accent, the way she says certain things. Yeah. I beg to differ. Yeah, we're definitely behind on the comments here.
It's a good problem to have, though. At least I mean that we got 10 people watching,
Mm-hmm.
people talking.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's definitely a good problem to have for sure. I've been hoping to do more of these live streams, or try to do them every Saturday night now, so that we can all get together. There's so many live streams now; it's kind of hard to keep up with everyone's. But have a gifted membership.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out a good day to do ours, and I think Tuesday may be a day we can do lives, because I don't want to try to like compete with everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tough. You almost have to pick a day that works best for you and not worry about who else's might be going live, because unfortunately there's almost barely any time that other people aren't live.
So if we pick Tuesday, then I'll have like 3 live streams each Tuesday.
That would be a busy day.
Yeah.
He's asking,
I want to
who's
go to
going
KetoCon so bad,
Mhm.
but I
Yeah.
have no money. I want to go to the Kentucky, the Ketopalooza in Kentucky, and I'm trying to figure out how I can afford that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the one in Kentucky is the only one I've sort of looked at as being something that's somewhat reasonable for me to go to, because I can drive there. It's still a full day drive to get there for me, but it would be cheaper than flying. So
Are you like
I'm
right
thinking
above
about it.
like Detroit?
Yeah, I'm basically 2 hours from the border with Detroit. Like, I live close to the Michigan border.
Oh yeah, I'm in Indiana, so we're not all that far apart.
Yeah, yeah. So, like I say, that Ketopalooza is probably the only one that I would do without sort of having to plan a whole year ahead of time to do something like KetoCon.
Yeah, I want to go to keto. I want to like to be able to have myself be sustainable enough to go to all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I just they're so but it's not so much the ticket to the con itself. It's the accommodations, the travel. I mean, the fact that I don't know anybody in Kentucky is like, or at least Louisville that I know personally. I mean, I have friends in Chicago and other places nearby that I could probably like crash on their couch or something, but I don't know anybody in Kentucky, at least well enough that they'd be like, "Hey, come stay at my house," and I'd be like, "Okay, that's not weird. Let's do it."
Yeah, and it looks like everyone's talking about the Flip app, so people, you've got.
Oh, I've been using it for years now. I even have a little video on it too. I figure every little bit helps.
Yeah, absolutely. I ate a lot of ground beef. I'm getting tired of steak, so I haven't been on the ground beef kick yet. I eat ground beef probably 4 or 5 times a week. So.
One year for Christmas, my brother bought me this little grill thing from Walmart, and it was kind of like a Foreman style thing, but it wasn't. It was like a Cuisinart or one of those brands or whatever. So I would cut my burger into like squares, about like elongated squares or whatever, and I would just put them on there and make like burger steaks. And I got to where I was eating those like every day. I wore that, like that thing just fell apart. I used it so much it fell apart in like a year.
Yeah. He's saying he likes the way Dr. Barry calls it panda massage. Yeah.
What's panda massage?
He's got some grass-fed beef.
Oh, okay.
For the Wagyu beef or something like that. Like he's always saying, you don't have to buy the fancy stuff. Just buy what you can afford and run with it. Everyone else likes burgers. Meatloaf, it was good. Yeah, meatloaf's a good option too. Talking about doing a meetup. I guess they're down in the Texas area. So I think, I'm not sure, they've got some plan to do a meetup before the low carb. A lot of them are going on the cruise. So
I'm like so bummed out because I wanted to go down to Austin for that new comedy club they opened up, that new Rogan Comedy Club. And started looking at everything is sold out like through September.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And like people are trying to like price gouge and resell the tickets, but they're not accepting resold tickets. Only first purchase tickets are being accepted, and they're only charging $40 to get into the thing. I'm like, that's very reasonable, but then people are trying to sell them for $900. And if you can't get in with a ticket, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Yeah, Costco's got good stuff.
Costco is a saver for us because I can go there and just buy a bunch of steak. The steak may be more per pound, but they're thicker, juicier, more flavorful most of the time, and I don't have to go to like 3 different stores. So like a time savings, that helps me out a lot.
He's saying there's no cave drawings of vegetables. We all have eaten meat. Yeah, pretty much.
So what you're saying is I should start drawing like broccoli on the walls of my bedroom.
Yeah. I say my kind of keto is not Bobby approved. Not sure who Bobby is.
I don't understand the context of that.
Yeah, I'm sure it's something who are we talking about here?
I had been talking to Shander. I was like, we're gonna have to probably try to do the low carb cruise next year, but she is like 100% not a fan of cruises. I'm like, you're not, but I mean the fact that she's not going to be able to do any of like the meetups and such because she does work every weekend. There, I mean, so maybe we're going to try to do the cruise next year, the 2024 cruise. I know that people are planning that already, but so we'll have to see. And I definitely want a balcony room. I don't want to be like on the inside.
Yeah. I've never been on a cruise. Like, well,
I haven't
not
either.
on an actual cruise ship. I spent my summers on a boat when I was younger, in like Northern Ontario here. So I like being on a boat. Never gone on a cruise as an adult though, but that would definitely be one I'd like to do one year.
I think it would be fun going on a cruise where a good amount of people and you're not like just you and your spouse or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Go on a cruise where there's like 100 people that you at least like internet know, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
if everybody goes and like Joe and Rachel and Heath and Shelly and Jackie and all these people are going on this cruise, then it would be a lot of fun, I think, because you can go off by yourself and just kind of relax in your cabin or do whatever you want, but then also have social time and it's not awkward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. You're right. You don't really know them until you meet them for the first time, but at least there'd be a lot of people with the same thing in common for sure. Something to talk about anyways.
I am more shy in person than I am on screen, but I mean, if you come up and talk to me, I'll totally open up, but I'm not like usually like run up to other people.
Right. Yeah, I hear you. Busch Gardens, yeah, totally not crowded because everyone wants to be at Disney. Sheena, yeah, I'm sure Sheena will be live tonight again. See if we can get caught up in here. Nice.
Oh, I love it.
I feel so behind, but then I get to bring up typos later for more laughs. Yeah. No such thing. Go live when you want. Yeah. I think the time slot between me and Hungry Heath is open. They're on Fridays.
We'll probably have to play with it a little bit and see what works best for us.
Sure.
We've got a little demon that runs around our house until about 4:00.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sheena's saying she networks daily for hours. I say that Friday slot would be perfect. Yeah, I would just try different times and find something that works for you. I tried Wednesday nights for a while. It just didn't really work out too well. That's why I've sort of settled on this 8:00 Saturday nights. So far it's been working out pretty good.
Because I think Wednesday, there's just the Autumn Does Keto.
Mm-hmm.
Watch the Whack Family live, I think, and then it's harder for me to keep everybody straight because I'm always looking for lives when I'm in my office so I can watch and participate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. He's saying they're skipping KPL this year because we want to do the Virgin Voyage cruise. That'd be fun. Very true. And we got Kaz24 here. It's good to see you. Another subscriber, fairly new to the channel recently.
Awesome.
So good to see all the people come in here. It's I was saying I was actually talking to Heath and Shelly on an interview recording earlier today, and they gave me a shout out last night on their channel, and I wound up, I don't know, I picked up like 14 subscribers last night because of it. So I'm definitely thankful for that. And, people are coming over from their live streams are good people that are there to support. They're not just there to click through and hope that you're going to click on their channel just in response, right? Everyone's saying hi to each other. For KPL, you can book a room at the event center with a discount. Yep. Two pieces, just one.
Yeah, so for KPL, I was looking at the rooms and it was like $700 or $800 to get there like the night before everything and then stay like stay the night after, the night it's done before I drive home, and it was like $700 or $800 or something like that, and I could get an Airbnb not far for like $500, and it'd be my space, And I guess like having a spot in the hotel, there's definitely a convenience factor there, but I don't know. I just got to work it out and see if I can make it happen or not. Because I want to meet all these awesome people and be more than just like a name or a weird face on the internet to everybody.
Right. Sure.
My weird
We
shaped
got
head,
Rick here saying elongated square. Isn't that a rectangle? I think he's talking about you making those.
You know what?
Burgers.
Yeah. It's like this, but whatever. Who cares? I say a lot of dumb stuff. Bear with me.
Alan is saying Tuesday is Keto Chow and Dr. Barry. Yeah, I think Dr. Barry does.
Monday is Keto Chow too, because they go on like right after Two Crazy Ketos on Monday mornings. A lot.
Yeah. And like Dr. Barry's
and never go against Dr. Barry because no one's going to watch you.
Yeah. Yeah. That is true. Stay data low. Yeah. Thanks for coming, Kaz. It's good to see you. Yes, we are hosting meetup the Friday night before the cruise here at Parker Palace. That'll be interesting. Hopefully you guys do some filming of that. That'd be good to see everyone there. Sheena's saying anyone close to Oklahoma. Sana's saying she'll be there in spirit. Same here. Originally from Oklahoma. I don't think I've ever been to Oklahoma. Of course, I haven't really been to.
Yeah, I've not been to Oklahoma. Never been through Oklahoma. There's like about half the states like I haven't been to.
I guess Cindy was talking about Bobby from Flav City. He's a different character, that guy. I've watched him before, and I don't know, the guy's kind of all over the place with what he suggests, and I can't keep up with what he comes up with some stuff. Carnivore, it seems. No, Sheena, but I was in Oklahoma in 1977. Well, I wasn't very old then, so.
I was -2.
The only big boat I was on was a landing craft off the coast of Grenada. Yeah, that's a pretty big boat. Not as enjoyable as a cruise either, I'm sure.
I need to go on my cruise and bring my flippy floppies.
Yeah. Haven't seen anyone in the chat say they're from Oklahoma. That's weird. Yeah.
I want to go on a cruise, and Shander just doesn't want to go on a cruise. Her and her family, when they were kids, they would charter boats and go around the Caribbean and like all that stuff. And I'm like, I grew up poor. We just turned the sprinkler on the grass and did slip and slide.
Yeah, I hear you. Shelly's saying, I love cruising. Low carb cruise is a blast, but I'm shy, reserved person. So just going with Heath is great. Yeah. Well, again, like
if I get around the right people, I'm a fucking mess. Oops, sorry. As you can see.
Yeah, I hear it. And but that's the other thing too. Shelly and Heath will know everybody that's there. So, or most people that are there. So I'm sure it'll be even if it's someone you haven't met yet, be a 5-minute thing, and then you're good friends because you've already been talking to each other online for years.
Yeah, I think that's like the thing is like you get to know these people and you have never met them or met them in person, and then it's like the last meetup I was hanging out with the Ready Set Keto crew, and we just stood outside after it was over and talked for like 2 more hours. That was a lot of fun.
My problem with lives is finding a slot and not taking. Yeah. Yeah, it's the same with all of us, Hyla. Just pick a time and kind of roll with it and see what happens, kind of thing. Obviously, you don't want to go up against other live streams for the same kind of niche because then it, not just because you don't want to go up against them, but it's people get sort of spread a little thin, and it's obviously you want to have a time that people can come and hang out with you. They're still talking about Oklahoma, it sounds like.
I mean, that's like the thing is for me, I don't want to go up. I don't want to like go up against somebody's live, not because of that, but I mean, I usually want to participate in their lives and chat and such. And I think just kind of finding a good spot to settle in so people can make it can make it over. Cause I mean, I don't want to sit and do a live and not have anybody come in and talk to me. I don't want to talk to myself.
That's the worst thing ever.
Because we've done one live, and I think we had maybe 4 people, 5 people max. So, like, that's dope.
Yeah, thanks for coming over from the Philippines. That's pretty cool.
I'm going to go to the Philippines and just have, like, street food for days.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's not like you're not really going off plan too much, you know what I mean? Like, maybe have a little bit of rice or ramen, maybe a little bit of that stuff, but most of it's just, like, grilled meats in the open. It just looks so good.
Alan's saying he wants to go to one of the events, but have vacations already planned for this year. Well, that's the nice thing about these events too, is that, they're getting bigger and bigger every year. So, we don't have to rush out and do it. I would, like I was saying to Alan earlier, is that I'd like to do something sooner or later, but I'm not going to rush out and do it for fear that they're not going to be around next year. We got Katie dropping in. Katie, one of my solid supporters on the channel. She's usually one of the first people to comment on most of my videos, and she's always coming up with suggestions for me to try different things like on chaffles, and so always giving me more ideas. So I definitely appreciate that. So Shelly's.
Oh, I think I heard about that. I think I forget. I think Jen or Jackie was telling me about that.
Yeah, you just never know, eh? It is a small world
after all.
And I'm assuming I'm not gonna even try to pronounce the name of that channel, but they came over from Sheena, I'm sure. Probably met through one of her live streams. Sheena's got connections all over the globe for sure. You always get an Airbnb for KPL because that hotel does not allow our dogs. Yeah, that makes sense for sure.
I mean, the sad thing is KPL is like a 2-hour drive for me, like an hour and a half, 2 hours. So it's like I could drive there every day and then drive home, but I would be exhausted after 3 days of driving to Louisville and back every day.
Yeah, it's definitely worth staying there instead of doing all that driving. Alan's gonna go eat dinner. Good to see you, Alan.
I came on here. I made a big family pack of steaks for the rest of the next couple of days, and had a nice big, nice juicy one before I came on here. So I was well satiated, so I can perform my best.
Yeah.
Later, everyone. A parfait.
Yeah. Sheena's going on at 10 o'clock, so that's another 40 minutes from now. So Sheena's got a pretty
Central Standard Time.
10 p.m. CST. So I'm not sure what that.
So it'll be 11 o'clock Eastern.
11 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah, so like
an hour.
Yeah, like all those other channels are like the ones that I live stream on. They're either Central or Mountain.
Yeah. What do we got here? The warden's pouring shots for Dustin.
Wait,
Okay.
what's happening? Who's pouring me shots? I do
I
like
don't know.
Jameson Pickleback. I don't drink very often, but I mean, if we were on a cruise, maybe something frozen and sweet might be okay.
He's saying, I really feel like I've found my tribe. Yeah.
I love
Same
it. I
here.
think it's so great. Everybody's so supportive and friendly, and nobody's all judgmental, at least so far that I've seen. I mean, I imagine it's there. I mean, I see some of it in the Facebook groups, but that's just a Facebook thing, I think.
Yeah, Facebook is, if it's not looked after properly, Facebook groups can get really nasty. You know, if the moderators in those groups are doing a good job and making sure things don't get out of hand, they can be pretty good. Like Joe and Rachel's Facebook group has always been, super supportive. Anytime something gets out of hand and things get said, they clean it up pretty quick. So, but you're right, Facebook can go sideways pretty quick. Katie made an awesome Irish soda bread keto-fied. That sounds good. Talking about, I haven't done a live on this channel since December. Yeah, I don't know. Hyla's got her carnivorous channel, but she's also got a crafting channel that's actually pretty big. So she does live streams on that quite often. But yeah, you need to get back onto doing live streams on your health channel too. Anyone go live on Sundays?
I think Carnivorous Me goes live on Sunday afternoons. I think she just started. I don't know if that's a regular thing for her or not. I know she's going to be live this Sunday because I saw her over on Ready Set's channel this week. She's doing big things.
Yeah. I'd like to get her on my show at some point too. I just have to get out there and reach out to her.
I need to start doing more, and I want to do more with people who are not necessarily on YouTube, but people who may want to sit down with me and talk about their journey. The people who interact in the chats. So anybody out there that may want to be involved in that, let me know. I don't know when I'm going to start them back up again, maybe the next month or so. But I just want to talk to people because that's how we really spread awareness to everybody is showcasing, our strengths, weaknesses, our successes and failures. And
Sure.
And I think not just people that have a channel, that people that are a part of the community and comment and sharing their story all the time, and maybe have a way to put that out there so others can see it and kind of document that for longevity too.
Yeah.
I just want to talk to people. I just love talking to people.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I trying to get it off the ground. I've sort of focused mostly on creators that are already on YouTube, but I also it's the same thing. I'd like to start talking to people that are just on YouTube, but not necessarily creating content because they've got stories to tell too. I just find a lot of times people that aren't on YouTube as creators aren't as comfortable doing things like this. So
100%.
Yeah. I'd put it out there too. If anyone here that wants to come on and tell their story, just let me know, let Dustin know. We can definitely set things up and do that like with what I do. And I'm assuming you're going to, I don't know if you're going to do live interviews or if you're going to get back into doing recorded interviews.
I'll probably do recorded interviews so I can edit them and get them a little, nice and tight. Not so much edited for content, but just so I can get them up and stagger them out so I can maybe record a few in 1 week and not record one for a while because you never know when people are going to be available and
Yeah, and that's what I've been trying to do too. I've been trying to stack up 3 or 4 at a time. Do a month of recording in a couple of days, and then I don't have to worry about it for quite a while. So
because that's what we do with our reviews. So we'll sit down and do like 8 to 12 review videos in a single like couple hours.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, like, we're tasting all this stuff in one day. So then we're not really like off plan as much as it seems. It seems like we're. I mean, if you watch our videos, we're wearing the same stuff in every video for like 8 videos. So I mean, um, yeah, and like, so that's what that's the way we can do it, and I can edit them as I go and just upload them as I go and everything. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely something I've realized with these interview videos that I've been doing is that it's easy, like recording an interview, and usually just trim the beginning and the end and put an intro and an outro on it, and put it up there and try
oh
and
yeah,
promote it the best you can so people will hear the stories. And I like to, like you say, get 3 or 4 of them in the can, as they say, so that it takes the pressure off trying to put up content every week, because that's been my problem with YouTube for 2 years, is trying to
oh
get
yeah.
consistent. So your live is
I
too
mean, that the
late.
consistency. That's where I think shorts help me out quite a bit too.
Mm-hmm.
So shorts kind of help fill that in, and I do get pushback some. And I don't know maybe if you do or not, but I know that I get pushback that I make these shorts, and I'm like, well, I make long form content, I make short content. Um, YouTube wants us to make shorts and long form both, and I
Mm-hmm.
try to make my shorts like all encompassing. So basically, what you see is what you get, and that's all you need. And it's not all. I mean, unfortunately, with the short program, the short format is the word I'm looking for. The shorts format, like I try to keep them between like 10 and 15 seconds, which is not very
Mm-hmm.
long, and so you're not getting all the information about something, but a good amount of the information, or at least a start of the information to pique someone's interest, maybe. Um, and I mean, so anything that anybody sees that they want to know more on, always just let me know, or especially the thing is, I've always asked people if there's any products you want to see us review, let us know, because
Mm-hmm.
we usually just kind of go by what we find or what we see. So oh yeah, that's right. Radical Geek does go live on Sundays.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. The whole shorts thing, and I still do them. I found that as soon as they started monetizing shorts, that they kind of, it's like they turned off the access to the shorts feed for small non-monetized channels. So where I was consistently getting 1,000 views on shorts, I was more consistently now getting 0 views on shorts. So it's
I don't think necessarily that's the case. I don't think necessarily that they've shut it down. I think since they've started monetizing shorts, there has been a lot more content coming to the platform. So there's more content vying for people's eyes, but
Mhm,
people on the platform are watching 50 billion shorts a day.
mhm,
A day. 50 billion shorts a day. So
yeah,
even with how much there is coming to the platform, it's still going to grow, and it's still something that I think every creator should at least put some effort into. Maybe not much. I mean, you don't. I mean, but it needs to be alongside the content that you're already putting out. So you know, cut down a recipe. Do whatever. Put
mhm,
out some information that people maybe maybe not know. Like I did one the other day where it was like, okay, on the front of like the Walmart sugar-free vanilla creamer. It said sugar-free real big on the front, but on the back, the second ingredient was corn syrup. How is that
mhm.
sugar-free? Those are just things that I think that pointed that out, and that's a quick, short, 10-second video. You know,
Sure. Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. And like I say, just because I'm not getting the views I used to get, I still do them. Like I still think they're worth doing, especially since they started allowing you to do the remixes where you can take your existing content and clip 15 seconds out of it and post it real quick. And like, cause it's nice, quick, easy content that you can put out there. And just like anything else, the more you put out there, the more return you're going to get from them. So, what are we on here? I don't have to fit in, and I'm okay with that. Yeah. You do you, Sheena. That's all we can all do.
I'm looking over the chat because I've got up here on my screen up here.
Oh, yeah.
I got the live stream running. So I can keep an eye on the chat and everything because it goes so fast.
Mm-hmm. Some big mom makers. Yeah.
I appreciate that you like my shorts. I think that's awesome. Sweet. Everyone's like, Warden.
Yeah, we got to get Shelly and Heath doing some shorts videos too, because they've got a lot of good content that they could be piecing out.
They're funny too. I like watching them. I like watching their lives. I'll sit in my office and watch them, and like 2 hours will go by, and I'm like, "What's even happening?"
Yeah,
like the time just drifts by. I don't even realize how long it's been. It's like a weird because I'll be in my office working, and on Friday nights, Chandra will be in her office doing her eBay stuff, and I should be editing content or whatever, and I'm listening to them instead.
Yeah. All right, Jonna here. It's good to see you. Another quite long time supporter of the channel. Everyone's talking to each other here. Right on, Mrs. Speak Your Truth. Yeah. Myself minus the pirate talk. Okay. She loves pirates. Always look forward to the Warden report. It's my extra dose of Shelly. Yeah. Talking about deleting negative people. Crafty loves your shorts. I love watching the talk on the Horde. Yeah, they're definitely friendly over there. I was just saying to Heath and Shelly today, you can tell that, the community that they have over there is really genuine. Like it's full of people that are really there to be, friendly with each other and help each other. And it definitely shows in their live streams.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, like just the community as a whole, like, I mean, there's, I don't know, 10 lives a week between everybody, and everybody's getting, consistent, interaction and people coming in and talking, and it's just a great community to be a part of. I mean, like, I'm thrilled.
Yeah, so am I. And that's it's funny, when I first started YouTube, I didn't know anybody on YouTube. I was all about Instagram before YouTube, and I guess naively enough, I thought that some of the people I knew from Instagram would come over to YouTube, which is not something that happens. So I, didn't really know anyone. And it wasn't until I started reaching out to people like yourself way back when, and other creators, and then getting to know people like semi-retired Bob here, and Hyla, and Shelly, and Heath, and Joe, and Rachel. That's when things really changed for me, because then you really get to know the community, and you can network, and everybody can just basically help each other grow as we go.
Talking about the coffee creamer.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Was Bob saying here, I'm making some sorts for a while. I'm in Ohio. My sister doesn't. Okay. I like shorts. Shorts are easy. You have to, if you're going to do shorts, though, if no one does shorts, but you're going to do them, be prepared for people to hate them as well as like them. It's just the way it goes.
One of my biggest video, weirdly enough, is a short, but like it's been treated like a long form video for the longest time. It's like
Okay.
45 seconds long, but it's been picked up. It's not all the views aren't from the short shelf; they're from
Okay.
search. So that's so weird.
Yeah. Oh, I got Spooky Zombie Graveyard here. I'm assuming this is someone else came over from Sheena. Sheena's always bringing people around. Lucas is still here, saying hi.
I like the name Zoopy Spooky Zombie Graveyard. That's pretty dope.
Graveyard. Yeah. Definitely one of Sheena's imports here for sure. It's good to see you though. Love all the support we're getting tonight. That's for sure. Sana's saying the community is definitely amazing. Yeah, it is. And it's Dustin, you've been on Instagram long enough to know too that the keto community on Instagram was pretty good for a long time too. Instagram itself has kind of gone weird as far as
Instagram itself is so weird. Like I've been around the same subscriber count or the same follower count on Instagram for like the last year and a half. Like seeing no growth.
Same here.
So I mean, so I haven't been putting a lot of effort into it, mainly stories and such, and maybe some reels here and there, like some shorts I'll drop over as reels or whatever. But I mean, I don't know what they're trying to do over there or how, like, because I'll lose like 10, 15 followers and then I'll slowly gain them back over 6 months. It's weird.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm continually growing on YouTube. I'm still growing on TikTok, even though I don't really use it too much, and Twitter. I use primarily Twitter. I like Instagram, but for some reason it's just a weird app for me now. And then obviously the YouTube, but only like 7,000 followers to subscribers to go before I can post stories on my YouTube.
Yeah.
That's like the one thing that's still behind a subscriber wall is the story sharing. You're gonna have 10,000 for that. I'm coming up on 3,000, and we'll probably be there soon. We haven't made an announcement yet, but we're probably going to be doing a 3,000 subscriber giveaway.
That'd be cool. Yeah. I'll have to do something if I ever get to 1,000. I haven't done anything yet, but I'll definitely be looking at that. Tape to meet up. Yeah, it'd be funny to watch or fun to watch some kind of video of just some random stuff from the meetup would be fun.
I took my camera to the last meetup, but I left it in the car.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I'll take it again this time. Maybe I will use it and kind of get a little bit of footage.
So they're saying they're gonna do a little bit of live streaming from the meetup and then vlog the cruise. That'll be cool. And Cindy subbed to Sheena's channel. Cindy just started a channel recently too, so I just checked that out last night for the first time. So yeah, if anyone here there's a lot of people here with channels, so if you want to check each other out, then I would definitely, if you're not already.
I think what would be cool would be like I think we'd like go on the cruise and do like a everybody hang out like hot tub like sunset type thing. That'd be cool. I love hot tubs.
Yeah. Sana's saying that she liked to do meetups. Yeah, it's gonna be tough with young kids, that's for sure. Bob's planning a 5K meetup.
Because I know most people are in the Midwestish area.
Who Sana?
Yeah.
She's in Florida.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
We're going to vlog a little differently. Talking to Sana. Enjoy seeing your vlog trip. Yeah. Oh, I actually got to the bottom of the list here.
Oh.
Cindy's talking about. Okay. Yeah. So
see, it's coming through.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Well, I'm going to probably, now that we're actually caught up. I'm probably going to have to sign off for tonight. But it's been good, Dustin. It's been great to catch up with you and, have a chat and talk to all these great people that have been here tonight. I can't believe, I say it all the time, especially at my premieres on Thursday night, that I really appreciate everybody that comes and supports what I do here. I'm not looking to make this a job, but it's definitely something that I want to take as far as I can, and bring as much information out there. So all of the support, it's overwhelming sometimes when we get this many people to show up and hang out with us.
Oh, 100%. It's amazing. I had a lot of fun, and I'm glad that everybody came out to hang out with us tonight. I love people hanging out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Like you say, there's nothing worse than doing a live stream and you talk to yourself for 15 minutes.
I've done them all. I've done like Instagram lives. I'll turn it on when I'm like doing the dishes, and I'm just standing there doing the dishes like normal because no one's in there with me.
Yeah.
I've done it on I've done it on TikTok, and I'll get like people will jump in and jump back out again. I'm like, oh, I'm just doing the dishes.
Yeah. I hear you.
So.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody for coming out tonight. We'll do this again next Saturday. Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern is premiere of my weekly PhD TV videos. This week is Alan from Alan's Awesome Keto World. So hopefully you can tune in for that. And then we'll see you next Saturday, and we'll do this again at some point, Dustin. Well, like I say, good just hanging out and chatting, and there's always something to talk about. So
thanks for having me. I appreciate it greatly.
Yep. Okay. Well, have a great rest of your weekend, everyone, and we will see you next week. Bye now.
Bye, everybody.